matchup will be the top line for Minnesota tonight. Stoa, Barabal, and Schrader reunited this weekend with the return of Schrader. They'll be going up against a freshman goaltender in Eidsness who's had good success for a first-year goaltender. But if you want to talk about success in the nets, how about on the other side? Alex Kangas has started every game for Minnesota this year.
40 consecutive starts, and he'll be the guy that has to rise up early on. When you play in North Dakota, at the start of every period, that crowd gets into it. Your goaltender has to make a couple of big saves, and he can do that. The Gophers, I think, can win both these games, but it won't be easy.
The Gophers have won 4 of the last 5 games in Grand Forks. They'll try and keep that going tonight. Send us your text questions to 234-234. When we return, Frank and Doug, more on this rivalry and Game 1 of the series.
I am committed to make the Minnesota Twins #1.
Relatively speaking, a delightful midwinter day in Grand Forks, and it's a darn good thing it was, because sunbathers and sun worshipers were out in force at Ralph's Palace. Pleasant smiles now, but in a few moments, watch out.
The rivalry between Minnesota and North Dakota is for men only.
It's tremendous.
It's intense, fierce.
There is a different feel to it.
Us versus the Sioux starts now.
Tickets are at a premium, and outside, so is heat at a premium. A -11 at game time in Grand Forks, where it's 10 degrees colder on an average day than normal, 10 inches more of snow, and ticket prices have gone up by $15 here. Not only that, but Ryan Duncan has called for a whiteout, and they have responded by buying T-shirts. It's the third-ranked Golden Gophers against unranked North Dakota, the Fighting Sioux, and it doesn't matter the ranking. Everybody is revved up for this one. North Dakota is not an offensive juggernaut this year, but one of their brightest talents continues to shine 2 years after winning the Hobie Baker Award. On the Minnesota side, there is a Hobie hopeful who leads the WCHA in goals and is having an All-America year. On top of that, Minnesota welcomes back 3 players from the World Junior Championship, and they find their teammates just 2 points out of first place in the WCHA. Only 2 losses for the Golden Gophers. The Fighting Sioux just a game above 500 and struggling in the middle of the pack. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Grand Forks. Along with Doug Woog, I'm Frank Mazzacco. More games have been played between Minnesota and North Dakota than any 2 schools in the country. Doug, you've played in the rivalry. You've coached in the rivalry. Help us get ready for this one.
Well, I got ready walking up to the stadium today. As soon as I started seeing the building, I was ready. When I walked downstairs to the locker room, I got to another level. These kids are ready. They look at the schedule at the beginning of the year. They find out, when do we play UND? And then they get ready. It is a great, great rivalry.
If you're not ready for it, we think what you are about to hear will help you get ready, as said, as best as we've ever heard it said, by assistant coach John Hill.
It's very intense. It's very physical. It's there's tremendous passion. They don't like the University of Minnesota, and we don't like the University of North Dakota. And there's no sense in trying to say that it's sportsmanship. You can throw that out the window. It's going to be physical, and it's going to be fast-paced, and you're going to have to dig in. And there's a lot of emotion. You can feel the emotion from their coaches on their bench, and you can feel it from our coaching staff as well. I mean, it is, we want to get on a bus Saturday night, and we want to know that we've gone up there and we've accomplished our goals. And they want to make sure that they play us tough. And it's tremendous. I mean, there is a different feel to it. And then you throw in Ingolstadt Arena and just the passion and the environment that the fans bring and their students. It's electric, and it's something that you look forward to. And I know that Don told the guys today, I mean, it is for men only, and it is. And we want to go up there and we want to be aggressive. We want to skate hard. We want to play the body. We want to be physical. We want to be the ones not to try to match the intensity, but we want to set the intensity.
I I want to play. I want to be in that thing right now.
In 20 years of covering this series, I've never felt the intensity of this series until I heard John Hill's words this week. You think it's intense on the bench? You bet it is. Golden Gopher Hockey on Fox Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or visit northlandford.com and drive one. By Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Toyota and your local Toyota dealer. Moving you forward. And by Subway. Eat fresh.
When you're playing, teams in conference and you're on top of the conference, everybody's gunning for you, and wearing that big M on your chest, they're gunning for you anyway, so it's kind of, double the action, double the fun.
And you can double the double here tonight, and we welcome you back to the beautiful Palacios. And now, 7-year-old Ralph Engelstad Arena in Flat Grand Forks. Here's our McDonald's game plan. Doug?
Well, it should be a good one, no question about it. It better be. Minnesota match UND's physicality. You got to get in there and be ready to go. Stellar D-zone play. Get the puck out and cover when you don't. North Dakota, check Minnesota's top line. If you eliminate that group, you're pretty well on the way to success. Sharp Brad Edness. He's got to be the guy in goal who plays well.
Our Northland Ford goaltender started with the visitor, and that is Alex Kangas, making his 40th consecutive save. He has 7 games above 500 this year. And a brand new name to the goaltending lineup, and they'll be at the other end. That is a freshman. His name is Brad Eidsness. He's been their main man. And in 2007-08, he was the Manitoba Junior Hockey MVP in the series history. We told you the most in the NCAA, 272nd game all time, with Minnesota leading by a +15 margin in the all-time series. The Fighting Sioux have had the more recent edge, but the Golden Gophers have won 4 of the last 5 here at the Ralph, much to the chagrin of the green and white. And now here come the Fighting Sioux into the Minnesota end, and the first shot on goal is deflected by Alex Kangas into the netting. And Doug, the Gophers indeed welcome back 3 players to their lineup.
A little different this time. You get the BSS line. Fairbault, Schrader, and Stahl. Lucia, Carmen, and Flynn back united. Hobo will take White in the middle, Sacchetti on the wing. Jake Hansen on the left. Nick Larson is showing improvement in the middle with Boostrom on the right.
Now the Fighting Sioux's top line is out there, and they are matched by Minnesota's top line. So even though, or with the home ice change, Dave Hacksaw elects to put that Duncan line out there against the Jordan Schrader line. Here's Schrader with the puck, and now from center ice, Dave Fisher, the defenseman, tried to drive it deep, but it hit the linesman. A centering pass by Barabal, and a chance for Stoa, and the Fighting Sioux scooting out to center ice into the Minnesota line. Jason Gregoire along the near boards now lost it. Here's a chance in front, but the shot goes off a skate and back behind the net. And now Kate Fairchild, or actually Aaron Ness ahead to Dave Fisher. Fisher met at center ice by Chris Vandevelde. Gophers gain the zone but can't maintain possession. Vandevelde alone to the Minnesota line, trying to spread the D. Centers one right in front, and it was underneath the stick of Evan Trupp.
Oh, he missed a teed up ball there. Trupp did.
Now Zach Jones from center ice, and he'll flip it into Minnesota territory. Hard forecheck on the play by the Fighting Sioux as they have their second line out now with Matt Fratton. Here's Chris Vandevelde keeping it at the point. This is Evan Trupp, who had that last great scoring opportunity. And as the Fighting Sioux regroup, they will dump it into the Minnesota end. Played off the far rail, now out to center ice, and redirected by big defenseman Brad Miller. Actually, little defenseman, but playing a big man's role. Brad Miller playing it in, and now we look at the Fighting Sioux, Doug.
Well, a pretty good lineup. Jason, we'll start at the top. Jason Gregoire, the kind of the key freshman. Duncan, the veteran, Hobie Baker winner. Fred Hextall, Hextall lineage, great in hockey. Evan Trupp, Vandevelde, Frantlin, who's really come on the last 4 weeks. Watkins, Zajac, Martins. And Kozak has been around for 1,010 years. Brad Malone and David Taves, the brother of the young fellow who's the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks.
Kate Fairchild rattled it around. He got a little help there from his defensive partner. Now Fairchild back to get it again. Fairchild and Anderson are teamed up. 3 Gophers bring it to center. It's the Patrick White line. Mike Hopeful shooting from the left wing, and he shot it high. A block at the point by Anderson, but he couldn't control. 3-on-2 North Dakota. A drop pass and a turnaround shot. Great save by Alex Kangas on that hard drive by Andrew Kozak. I didn't think Kozak was going to get much on it, but he had a brilliantly placed hard shot. Now Fairchild looking for a centering pass for Mike Carmen. Now Mike Hopeful going off on a change as the line start to change here as we approach the 3-minute mark of the period. Back at the line, here's Fairchild. Across for Aaron Ness. He's stripped of the puck. And a race up ice by Matt Watkins. Fires! And he fired it a ton wide. Now Watkins again to the point. Here's Joe Finley. That shot gets deflected and stripped away by Jake Hansen. Out to center ice, and it's picked off. And a quick transition led by Ryan Martins. And the first big hit of the game, thrown by Darcy Zajac.
He took Fairchild to the fair.
Now from behind the net, a centering pass. Here's Finley again, shooting, and a great glove catch by Kangas, and he is red hot, and so is this crowd, and so are the Fighting Sioux.
Well, watch some nice saves here coming up. That was Kozak there. Breakaway by Watkins, and Matt Watkins comes in. Just Mr. Lorker, look at the head. And the head here, this is Zajac putting down, and I think he hit Fairchild. Yes, he did. Whoa, what a game so far.
Here's Matt Fratton trying to get it back to the point. He did, then an errant shot was cleanly intercepted by Lucia. Ahead to Flynn, and Lucia in the corner. Now Mike Carmen after a loose puck. Finds Tony Lucia. Fires one across the goal mouth and all the way through to the far side. Matt Fratton couldn't control it, but the Fighting Sioux get it to center, and a good takedown out at center ice by Lucia, hitting Chris Vandevelde. Now back in to get it is Evan Trupp. Trupp in the corner is jammed up, and Flynn with a backhand outlet pass to Carmen, quickly ahead to Lucia. They gain the zone, he dumps it in, and the Gophers begin a bit of a change. Carmen, the lone man in the zone at this point, and the loose puck now comes to Jake Mardo. Mardo stripped of the puck, but he gets help immediately on the play. Bringing it in on the left side, and a pass picked off by Barabal. The Gophers have been able to read quite a few passes and make interceptions in the defensive zone. The hard shot by Stoa misses the net, and North Dakota with a lead pass for Duncan. Just off his stick and into the corner. The pass coming from Jason Gregoire, a great freshman from Winnipeg. And now puck played with a glove hand, and a whistle. The intensity high, the goaltending great, and the hitting just what we expected. Bowl-over type hits. Yes, more games between North Dakota and Minnesota by only a bit. Michigan State, Michigan, 270. Denver, Colorado College, 269. And then the Minnesota-Michigan series is right up there, along with several others that are outstanding, especially for those of us who love college hockey so much. Here's R.J. Anderson getting it into the zone. And then Schrader was jammed up. Now Schrader knocking the puck loose, and as it comes back, the Fighting Sioux get it and roar out to center ice. A good dash to the Minnesota line, 3-on-2. That's at least the second 3-on-2 they've had, and this one is snuffed out by the goaltender, Alex Kangas. Dave Hackstall coaching his 200th game here. This is his 5th season. His teams have basically been around 500 in the first half and then explode in the second half.
That does a good job. And then they have trouble at the Final Four. So it's a roller coaster type thing. But they always get better as a team. No question about it. Very fiery. In fact, I don't think he's smiled since last week. David's ready.
Long shot off a skate. Only last week?
Well, he had to finish the game against Bemidji.
That's right, they did sweep.
Yeah.
So he probably had a smile last Saturday night.
But I'll tell you, the Sioux have come out and then played hard and smart and tough.
Kozak in on a forecheck, but the Gophers are able to break out. 6 minutes in, here's a chance for Nico Sacchetti. And then the puck in the corner, and the check thrown there by Brad Malone. Big Brad Malone. And it's back out at center. This is Weirs. Cross for Sam Lofquist. He gets it in, but no further. And here's Miller with the puck again. off the glass to the blue line, and a hit, but the Fighting Sioux on a 2-on-2. Here's Malone shooting, and that misses by a good foot and a half or more. Mike Hokel over after the puck. He gets bumped, and that helps him get it out to center ice. They dump it in, and all 5 Gophers will change.
There is no line matching. Haxtell has not decided to go and match his group against the Schrader line. Now, which group he would use, I'm not sure, but I talked to him before the game. He says, we're just rolling them.
Yeah, all 4 are they're gonna roll them all in.
Yep, so we're balanced. One's good as 4.
But I can't believe that they're just gonna go by the luck of the draw and rolling those players.
Well, he's got mixed, his more skilled players on the top 2 lines, the role players on the bottom 2, but they can play.
Watkins got it ahead to line mate Darcy Zajac, who lines up a shot that deflects twice but won't go to the goal crease.
Well, it's about the 3rd chance that the Sioux have had in the slot. Maybe not all converted, but certainly opportunities. That was not the same play they've been effective with. They've been running the offside person into the middle.
Genoway shooting one that skips just wide.
He's a treat to watch.
Yeah, they have had the offensive pressure. Minnesota has not. Minnesota's had an okay time coming out of their own end. Well, until now, but nothing down at the other end.
You're right, Frank. They've come out okay. They've just given about 4 odd man rushes, and that's the D are coming out well, but the forwards are getting caught in deep on the other end.
Here's Jake Hansen, whips a backhand pass to center, which finds Ryan Flynn. His long shot steered away by the freshman goaltender, Brad Eidsness.
That'd be the first save he's made.
And to the far side of the rink, Matt Fratton into the Minnesota end with a shot that's steered away by Kangas, and it hits the netting, and we get a stoppage. Folks, if you want to be a part of our broadcast, text us a question or comment now to our new short code, 234-234, presented by Dirt Burger King. Doug and I will answer your questions during the game, and we'll also answer your questions during our post-game show. 234-234 is the short code. Get those thumbs going now.
Sioux have put somebody through the middle of the rink in the offensive zone, causing the Gophers all kinds of problems. They can do it because they're at least even come up the rink, if not outmanning the Gophers defensively.
This is their second line that's out there now. As Doug talked, their top 2 are the most talented, of course. And here's Kate Fairchild to bring it in. The line has Chris Vandevelde at center, another of their big trees, with Matt Fratton on the right, and the speedster and smart player Evan Trupp on the left. A chance now for Fratton. Waiting, shooting, and Alex Kangas again, saving the day for Minnesota. 6 shots on goal, but 4 of them have been great saves.
There it was down the middle again. Fratton, one of the best freshmen or sophomores, is hot right now.
Alex Kangas is as intense as we've ever seen him. Tomorrow night, another Saturday night spotlight, and another one you won't want to miss. Alex Kangas will be in the spotlight. Our pregame will feature him along with thoughts from his baseball-loving parents. And during the game, we'll find out what's on his helmet, what his all-time favorite save is, and the most important moment of his career so far. Our coverage starts at 6:30 tomorrow night on Fox Sports North.
This score could be 3-zip right now. Right, good score.
Oh! 4. And a bouncing puck in front.
And Minnesota just having all kinds of troubles, not getting caught, coming back up at the rink. Good transition by the Sioux. They are noted for that.
Why are they getting so many shots off without getting touched?
Because they're having an extra man. They almost got an extra man in every rush, Frank, so you can't cover them all.
Schrader to shoot it in. Finley's first man back to get the puck, and now he gets bumped. Bearball gets jammed up. Here's Dave Fisher putting a move on Duncan. He got the puck in deeper, but then he got taken down. And it bounds back to Duncan. A 2-on-1 to center ice. Duncan and Gregoire. Duncan shooting right on. And Kangas right there.
Wow. 3-on-1.
Our Toyota Key Stat is the rare success here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. As you see, there are only 2 schools, Minnesota and Wisconsin, who are above 500. We told you this arena was open in 2001, but everybody else below 500, including UMD, at 2, 9, and 2. Now, in the old Ralph, in the last, 14 games there, the Gophers only won once. And here, they're above 500.
I tell you, you've just seen one play after another, outman rushes. And you can see why the Sioux have lost games. They haven't been able to finish. I mean, they're certainly getting the opportunity. Drastically good ones, by the way.
And Minnesota just not having a very good start. They don't have that energy and intensity to match North Dakota right now. Here's Trupp centering, and it comes all the way back. Actually, that was a Ryan Martin's pass.
Well, I say one thing, every line is coming over for the Sioux, coming over with a purpose. Minnesota's got to get some juice in all four. They're all playing, got to play better, play harder, got to play quicker.
Weir's left wing pass too far for everybody. It results in icing as we approach the halfway point of this period.
You know, it's the Sioux team looking at the lines. Got Gregoire, who they feel is just going to be really a stud. Duncan and Hextall on one line. That should be able to do some damage. We'll give you some of the other guys who move along here.
Zajac moves in for this face-off against Patrick White. Zajac wins the draw. It's back to the blue line. A shot down the middle, misses everything. Jake Marto, a Grand Forks native. Weirs to Hoeffel. Right side for Sacchetti, but that pass was behind him. And a near 3-on-1 rush now for the Fighting Sioux. Long shot, Alex Kangas makes that save on Ryan Martins. Back to the line again. Here's LaPointe playing it across. And they missed net widely again. Here's Boostrom. And back now to get it Anderson into the corner it goes. That's Martins playing it back to the point. You won't see a lot of points coming from the defenseman in the points here. Genoway will generate some, or Genoway, I believe is the right pronunciation. And so will Brad Miller.
Boy, Minnesota's gotten awful tentative. It's the white puck all the time right here.
Now stripped by Boostrom, he knocks it ahead. As you look at the chances here, 7 scoring chances, 7-1 in favor of the Fighting Sioux.
Yeah, they aren't guys hanging up. They're guys coming in alone.
Here's Aaron Ness, cross-rink Fisher. Lobbing it high in the air, bounding down in the corner. Joe Finley is there, and he just flails it out the center. Fisher across quickly. Ness reacts quickly, but put Jake Hansen in a no-win situation. Now brought back in, and another rising shot over top of the net from Matt Fratton on his off wing.
We didn't see much in the last year. Heard a lot about him, but didn't do too much.
A near steal that Hansen couldn't control. And here's Van de Velde. And now Ness playing it ahead. We're a little more than halfway through the period, and the Gophers have to be thanking their lucky stars. It's still 0-0, but here comes Van de Velde. Nice soft drop pass. The shot was blocked. Van de Velde reaching for it, but he was beaten there by Kangas, and Kangas leaves the puck for Aaron Ness. And now Ness for Fisher.
David Fisher let Van de Velde come right on by him without contesting him. The Sioux are all over the Gophers.
Flynn getting it in, but no further. Carmen couldn't handle the pass. Brought back by Gregoire. Down to Duncan. Right in front for Gregoire. And there the Kangas again is the hero. Oh, and a tremendous hit by Hextall on the near side. And then he gets blasted in retaliation. There was a very late hit after the whistle by Hextall. And as he was protesting, one of the Gophers came over and just belted him. I think it was Flynn. Minnesota's hero thus far, Alex Kangas. And what they need more of is a little of this in the other direction.
I guarantee it.
Well, Lucia comes in here. He gets popped. Oh, and the finish there. That's where Hextall tries to finish that one. If you're looking for a clinic on transition, wheel it back, start it at 20 minutes. And start over this whole period, this whole 13 minutes plus 5 seconds has been, or 12 plus 5 seconds has been all transition, all open shots, and now you're getting some physical play. I don't understand how Minnesota can get caught in the zone so frequently because they're not skating hard to get in deep. I mean, when you think about it, the third guy is so lazy, not involved, and yet he's getting caught. So this is a great period for the Sioux, one the Gophers are going to have to change on.
Derek Shepard, our referee, one of the 2 referees in this one. They haven't passed on the list of the others. There's a shots on goal, 11-1, and that one might have been inside the hash marks by about a foot. We're 4-on-4 hockey here. I mean, the Gophers just have not had possession inside the hash marks. A diving play by Stoa to get it in. Now help from Schrader. He's met by Finley in the corner. And now Van de Velde starts to come up the middle with Stoa checking in from the backside. Martin's in the corner. And as he overskates the puck, the Gophers get it. Fairchild. Schrader stopped by Finley at the line. Support from Stoa, but he can't get to the puck. Che Genoway, the defenseman, bringing it in with Duncan. And Kangas makes yet another stop, his 12th of the period.
Well, the way the Sioux are moving, it's a better situation for them to be 4-on-4. Because there's a lot of ice to move into. Look at Duncan, just take that puck away from Barabal.
Drop pass far side, they throw it to the corner, now Duncan again. The defenseman Mardo going across. Genoway. Duncan. Keep away. Duncan misses the shot. Mardo keeps it in. And North Dakota will change as Anderson goes back for it. And now here's Barabal. No giddy up whatsoever. Here's Anderson looking for Barabal with Carmen. And that pass misses everything. Barabal waits for it. Kept in at the blue line by Weirs, but now Mardo stepping up. And it's back out at center ice, and here's Carmen. Carmen chased by Zajac. Barabal slides it in, but basically hands it away. Lucky to have it hit his skates, and now it's back out to center. Worked on the right side now to Darcy Zajac, who threw a tremendous hit earlier in this game. He gets bumped there by Aaron Ness. Zajac, however, with the puck in the corner, as those two minor penalties are over. To the point for Finley. And a loose puck in front. A stuck-in try, but it won't work, as Kangas makes the save in close on David Taves. It's been an emotional week yet again for Minnesota, and we go to John Hill once more for how the week has been for him.
Obviously, emotionally, it's been tough. I think I was mentioning to my wife last night that she's the only person I have spent more time with since 1995 than Don. And the friend that he is to me, I want him back feeling good. I want to see the smile on his face and the enthusiasm and the passion that he has for not only this job, but for life. And I know that right now it's a tough time for him. And I know that he's especially upset that he's going to miss this weekend.
John Hill, who told us in our Quest Gophers Live pregame show that Don Lucia underwent the test that was scheduled for today. And now we wait to find the results.
Correct.
And we wait.
Minnesota coming with the white line, Sacchetti, and hopeful. They've got to do something. Absolutely no question. Minnesota got to get on their toes. If nothing else, survive this first period with no more than one down to consider a victory.
Eidsness makes the save on the long shot by Patrick White. And that might be twice as far away as the first shot on goal, so they're not getting any closer. Our first Burger King text question comes from Josh in Albertville. Doug, what is your fondest memory of this rivalry? Fondest, he said now.
Well, at one time we played in the other Ingolstadt, and it was 87 type, okay? And the Sioux fans came in all excited. This is October. It's pennant time. It's a World Series. And Minnesota was playing whichever against the Cardinals or no, the Braves. Okay? And there's a packed house in there. And we just kicked butt. And before we got to the third period, maybe in the second period, there was nobody in the stands. They all went home to watch the Twins play. And that makes you feel dang good. It didn't take me long to come up with that one, did it?
No, it didn't. Here comes Jason Gregoire. Now Brian Duncan, and back for Gregoire. I did not expect the offense that we're seeing from North Dakota here. They're moving that puck pretty nice. They're making some things happen.
Transition is killing the Gophers. When you're a little heavy-footed, you're not playing, the other team is. Transition is even more glaring because they're turning it around. They're sticking it right back down your throat. And if you don't, when you're in your end that much, if you don't get back up in the neutral as far as you can go, when the puck comes out, you're starting in the middle of your own zone, you're already giving up the zone again. So that tactically, physically, they are inept as compared to the quality of play that you're getting from the Sioux.
There are face-off numbers which also favor the Fighting Sioux, who come into this game averaging just a little bit more than 3 goals a game. And despite what Dave Haxtell said on our pregame show, those are average statistics. It's just this has been an average team. They're one game above being 500, which is an average number. but they're coming on here in the second half. They had a couple of dreadful games at the GLI, the Great Lakes Invitational, where they scored only 2 goals on the weekend in that tournament. But then they swept the Midgey State last weekend.
Well, you get that many quality shots, somebody's got to finish. And I asked Dave Exel, does he have any snipers? Does he have goal scorers? He says, I think we do, but we haven't scored. I mean, none of the shots have been popcorn. They've been put up pretty well. But here it comes.
Matt Watkins coming in, winds and fires. That's right on. Goes for his own rebound, and it's finally cleared away, but not out. Finley went high to block it. Now a pass to Genoway on the far side. He's trying to dance around Lucia. Dumps it down low. Delayed penalty on that shot in front by Watkins. Deflects into the corner. Delayed call, and the goaltender Eidsness is just now realizing it. Now the 6th skater Van de Velde finally reaches the rink, but the rest of the guys are gassed. Pass to Van de Velde behind the net. He's watched by Weirs. Finally, the Gophers get control of the puck, and the whistle goes. There'll be a high sticking penalty against Minnesota as Alex Kangas continues to be Minnesota's star of the game.
This could be the game right here. UND needs to score to get rewarded for what they've done. And Minnesota needs to basically pay for what they haven't done. If it doesn't happen that way, funny things happen. Minnesota can get on the roll.
Carter back at the blue line along with Brad Miller. Here's Miller, converted forward, now playing D, and a darn good forward at that. Now he's in a scramble, and finally it's swatted out of there by Lucia. Margot back to get the puck. Getting some help back there as well from Matt Fratton. Fratton 13 points this year. Truck brings it in, looks for Fratton in front of the net. Fratton instead to the corner. Soft pass on the boards, easily picked up by Stoa. Now Schrader, close, but good at the line, and the deflection by Stoa. Back behind the net. And Doug, that came very close to what you were talking about.
Yeah, that would have been a big play for the Gofs right there.
Jay Genoway getting it into the zone. Genoway going low, now to the blue line. A shallow angle shot hit the base of the net, I think. I don't think it hit the pipe. It was an Evan Truck shot. Now a stuff-in try, a stop by Kangas. He's having to play
a brilliant period.
I mean, he's been sharp with his angles, he's been sharp with his saves, and he's been strong physically in the crease. Now back in Ryan Duncan. Back to the point they go. Back for Duncan in the corner. Still more than a half minute of the power play. A pass across the elbow. And Brian Hextall just failed to stuff it in. And the inability to finish. And a dismal power play this year for the Fighting Sioux is showing huge blemishes here.
I hope none of these guys are painters, because they sure the heck can't finish.
Woo! Now a steal at center ice, and this is R.J. Anderson. Short-handed shot, and Eidsness fights that one off. They probably won't even count that one as a shot on goal. Duncan, slick move. Now right side, and it's brought in by Kozak, right back in front. And the puck goes into the corner. The Lofquist penalty is over, and another centering pass just out of the reach of Kozak again. And it bounds back to Kozak at center ice, who was one of the heavyweights you saw in our pregame highlight package. And Kozak with a thundering check on Fairchild, and he sent him down hard. Less than a minute to go in a 0-0 first period. Fairchild trying to keep it in, barely did. It's rattled off the glass. It's back to Zajac at center, and then Fisher throws it to center ice. Chance for a Minnesota break. Sacchetti, left side to White, back in the middle, and a nice interception by Zajac coming back. Finley in the corner, throwing it high in the air. Weirs knocks it down, and LaPointe back to get it. Derek LaPointe playing it around to Finley, back out to center ice and a little bit too far for Fratton, but he comes up with the puck anyway. Good job of chasing it down. A centering pass, Margot a blast, knocked down in front of the net by Aaron Ness, and the headman pass too far for Barabal. 12 seconds left in the period. Genoway got it to center. Return pass to Trupp. Trupp tried to draw the bead, but a good defensive play there.
Oh, that's a big-time penalty there.
But will it be called at the whistle? Yes, it will.
Whether it's 5 or 2 is what I was talking, Frank. That was a hammer from behind. absolutely got away with one, I think, for just 2 minutes. That is... Well, it was in the corner.
The hit was Brad Malone. It was hit on Weirs. And this is what our intermission lineup looks like. It's a happy birthday hockey day presented by Burger King, which we'll set up for you. We'll visit with Minnesota captain Ryan Stoa. We'll also have highlights and stats from this first period, which has been all UND and Alex Kangas. Kangas, brilliant as the Fighting Sioux. Met the intensity that we expected in this series, but it's still a 0-0 game. Welcome back to Grand Forks. Welcome back to the Ralph Engelstedt Arena. Captain Ryan Stoa joins us outside the Minnesota dressing room. Ryan, how lucky do you feel to be out of this first period, still 0-0?
Yeah, definitely lucky. We kind of had to weather the storm there. I don't even know if I can say that. We got our butts kicked that period. Kangas stood on his head and kept us in the game like he usually does.
Key to Minnesota, just not charged up, or is the North Dakota taking stuff away from you? How physical are they playing you?
You know what? We expected them to do everything they're doing, come out hard. You know, we just didn't match them that period. It's definitely disappointing. We're going to pick it up in the next period here.
All right, Ryan, thanks very much for joining us. The reality very much in evidence down there. It's nice to know you guys are seeing what we're seeing here. Ryan Stoa, and we'll be back with more of our intermission from the Ralph Engelstedt Arena right after this. 20 minutes of action, at least on one side of the rink, complete here. 0-0 our score, Minnesota, North Dakota. Look at the left. That's the side of the rink. That's the end that North Dakota is shooting at, Minnesota defending. Doug, that's where all the action has been. That shot chart indicates where each shot in the period attempted comes from.
I have never seen a Minnesota team get so outshot. The only thing you can say, they blocked 13 shots because they had 40 of them coming at them. It was all the Sioux. No matter which guy it was, whether it be Watkins. Here comes Watkins. They just didn't finish up. He had Hextall. He had Dinaway. He had Watkins. These are not Minnesota names, folks. Not at all. And Ryan Marlowe.
Our Jeep stats show you the shots on goal, 18-2. The attempted shots were 40-7. Scoring chances, 13-1. The Golden Gophers will be going to their first power play, and will be that some redemption for a very terrible 20 minutes of play? We'll find out after this. Fox Sports North. As we head to the second period, Minnesota heads to its first power play of the game. Our Country Financial Who's Hot? Well, the Golden Gophers are certainly hoping that it continues to be their power play, which this season has scored 23 power play goals in 18 games. Last year, 45 games total. They had 25, so Minnesota halfway through is within 2 of last year's total.
Minnesota is still on the blue line as the next two defensemen. We're good. Hopeful.
Malone is in the penalty box for North Dakota. Here's Hopeful shooting, and Eichsness makes his third save of the game. Malone got a cross-checking penalty at 20 minutes at the horn of the first period.
Minnesota would like to get a draw. They got beat up pretty badly in that first period, almost 2-1.
There's only one facet of the game that they won in that period, and that is Alex Kangas.
Yeah.
Out goaltended Eichsness, but only because Eichsness only had 2 shots on goal.
And none of them were challenging.
It's tipped at the line. It forces Fairchild back at center. Barabal turning with the puck, trying to protect it. Ryan Duncan on him. Now a collision out at center ice after a pass to the far side. Stoa trying to get it in, and Getaway gets it all the way down the ice. The Gophers with Fairchild from behind the net. Jordan Schrader hitting the line, trying to get around Martins. Got it behind LaPointe. Now Stoa's pass. He didn't get much on it. He might have been checked. Stoa diving to try to keep it in. He took a North Dakota player down. That goes without a call. And now it's dumped in the zone. And I only mentioned that because I thought you were supposed to get a penalty for no matter how you tripped up a guy. Yeah, on the new rules, that is. Here's Stoa. And it's knocked off his stick into center ice, and a breakaway coming in. It's Trepp moving in. He scores the short-handed goal.
You gotta let this cheer better go because it is a resounding. This is the worst thing that can happen. Your captain, when you're suffering, he turns it over. And then the second worst thing is you're on the power play. And the third worst thing is he beats your goaltender. 1, 2, 3, all bad.
Trupp gets the goal, and North Dakota has a 1-0 lead on the shorthanded tally. And that perhaps is a fitting end or a fitting portion to the way things were going in the first period.
Here's Trupp coming in. Slips through the 5-hole, I believe. Pretty, what they call the proverbial rink rat. Always around the rink, always doing a little dipsy-doodle with a stick, always finding a little place up in the corner and where the puck. Rink rat, no question.
Ness playing it over to the corners. This power play continues, and Lucia takes the hit. Carmen playing it to the point for Ness. And Lucia in the corner. He tries to avoid a check there from Getaway, who came at him with some good speed. Now Carmen to Lucia. And I'm still not seeing any lightning in Minnesota. Here's Ness again. Now Fisher. And Ness to Fisher for a one-timer. And his stick shattered, and he hobbles off the rink. Now to center ice, where it's turned over, and Flynn gets it. And we'll keep an eye on Dave Fisher. I don't know, Doug, after that stick broke, did he twist an ankle?
I think he went in rejection.
Here's White. He's being tended to by athletic trainer Eric Rasmussen.
Yes, he is.
Right side, here's White trying to get around Finley. Nothing doing.
A high stick there.
It was. And now Fairchild's shot gets blocked in front of the net by Getaway. He's got Fratton breaking. Another breakaway, and he hits the post.
Well, Fairchild just went on dream set there. He let him go right on by.
This has the makings of a very ugly outcome for Minnesota.
I said this morning on a radio show, I look for a 5-4 game, but I don't know how Minnesota's going to get 4.
It might be 9-0. Nico Sakani trying to work the puck along the rail. Finally out of options and over to Hofel. His little backhand pass is taken away. Here comes Evan Trupp. He got it ahead to Brad Miller. Miller centering one, or putting a shot towards the net. There'll be a penalty as Miller was checked. Delayed call against Minnesota. They center for Trupp again, and it's knocked away from him. 6 skaters as they have pulled Eidsness for an extra man on this delayed call. Gregoire centering, backhand by Lapointe, and Kangas makes the save. First breakaway by Trupp, shorthanded, was a goal. This one by Fratton, and he hits iron.
And I don't understand how they're getting so free, except guys aren't getting him back. Well, I understand why. I don't understand why it's continuing. You just can't continue to play without juice. You can't continue to play without position.
Here's the penalty. Apparently there was a little bit of a hook there
On the wrist.
and Anderson will go. This will be the second power play of the game. 3:28 the time. Miller played it across at the line. Martin's playing it back for Miller. His hard shot gets nothing but boards. Now Vandevelde. Duncan. Long cross rink to Mardo. Now Miller. Duncan. Mardo. Broken up by Lucia. And he comes to center ice with Carmen. Potential 2-on-1. Now the coverage is there, and the drop pass is easily broken up by Duncan. Duncan again has the puck to the Minnesota line. On the right side, Hextall breaking for the net. And this high shot is flicked away by the goaltender Kangas, who then lost sight of it. Hextall goes after it. Now to the corner, they're driving around. And here's Carmen, shorthanded, throwing it all the way down the rink. Still 1:10 to go on the Anderson penalty. Jay Getaway. Now Ryan Martins gets it in the zone. Trupp shooting from a very bad angle, and it hit the outside of the net. That's Martin stepping up, and a hard shot, glove catch off the stick of Gregoire. And Kangas is under siege.
Frank, you can't do what Lucia just did here. He knocks the puck out now. He's got somebody come with it. Carmen Okay, he makes a behind-the-back pass. Now, if it doesn't get complete, he's in, the other guy's in. That's a 3-on-2 or 2-on-1 going back to it. Never make a backhand pass coming in the zone when you're a man short, because you create potential 2-on-1 the other way.
Face-off pulled back by Evan Trupp. Miller played it across at the line to Genoway. They play catch. Now Genoway shoots a high rising shot there, and there's Kangas to glove it and keep it from coming down to the feet of the dangerous Jason Gregoire. Second text question of the night from Ray in Plymouth. What does a coach say to his players after a period like that?
Well, first of all, he shouldn't take this personally. It's not his doing. I mean, the players decided not to come out. You got the high road or the low road. You got the long road or you got the short fix. If you're going to go high road, you don't say too much at all. You walk away, when you've got leadership, they'll take care of it. If you want a short bump, you're saying, hey, how could you guys play any worse? You're getting embarrassed, you're wearing an M. You worked hard to be here, why not give it your best? I mean, you can go two ways in the thing.
The last big hit you saw as Alex Kangas makes another scintillating save on Matt Fratton. Here's a chance in close to the goal. Top shelf for Jason Gregoire. A power play goal makes it 2-0.
Oh, I tell you, it's a well-deserved 2-0. Bombing that puck, making that play. We talked about in the game, on the keys to the game. One, you got to play good in your end, and we said you got to get the puck out. And if you don't get it out, you got to make good plays in your own zone. It's not a good play. They turn it over. Nobody. Boy, I tell you, a lot of space between anybody wearing green and white and maroon and gold. Nobody's touching anybody. Nobody's within stick length. You got to be inside them. You got to have contact. Poor defensive coverage.
Sixth goal of the year, sixth career goal for the freshman from Winnipeg, Jason Gregoire. And with a shorthanded goal and now a power play goal, North Dakota leads this game by a 2-0 score. Lucia, a drop pass, and it's brought in by Flynn, and that gets Eidsness to stretch and make a save.
That was his best save, Rocket.
Steal by Lucia, Flynn shooting at the flex into the corner. Now Lucia trying to play it behind the net. It got away from Carmen. Back to pick it up now is Matt Watkins. Out to center ice, a bouncing puck, and Watkins to bring it in, lines and fires, and he fired it way high. Now Zajac with it. And chasing the loose puck, Jake Hansen missed on the pass to Weirs, but Weirs hauls it to center ice. Pass to the line for Carmen. He had to reach back for it, dumps it in for a line change. Hansen in on the forecheck. Fighting Sioux go D to D, then to Zajac. At the Minnesota line, it's grabbed by Anderson. And then Miller tips it at the North Dakota line. Brought back in, here's Kozak. 3-on-3. And the outlet pass on the far side by Boostrom. He finds Hansen, who pulls up, trying to get it back to Boostrom. Now trailing the players, a shot that gets blocked. That was Nick Larson. Here's Anderson, and that one goes high off the glass. This fourth line has been a bit spirited for Minnesota in the early going this season. And perhaps they will give Minnesota the spark that it needs. Here comes Aaron Ness down the middle. That's a long shot go. Well, they're finally testing Eidsness, but testing him from about 40 feet away. Bear ball in a race for a loose puck, and he gets there just ahead of Andrew Kozak. Lofquist there to dump it in on a deflection. Jones pressured by Bearball and upended by Bearball. Hextall playing it around. The steal, a near steal by Schrader. Brad Miller leads the charge. 4 men to the Minnesota line. Miller trying to move around Lofquist, and it hits a couple of skates before it comes right back to Sam Lofquist. A headman pass to center. Now a couple of good Minnesota shifts. Here's Fairchild back to the point. Lofquist waiting, shooting, rebound, goal! Unbelievable! They had about 2 good shifts in this game, and now they score to cut the lead in half.
Yeah, big goal by the Gofers. And the thing is that they didn't lose possession right away. Made one play, then they came back with a second effort, then a third effort, and a fourth effort. And Stower, the leader, makes up for his boo-boo. Here's Schroeder coming in, making the play. Fairchild whips it over to Lofquist, comes back out in front. Stower gets a lucky bounce off his stick, but I'll tell you, at least they got it to net. Whoop. Didn't hesitate.
35th career goal for Ryan Stoa. And An enormous goal in this game. Minnesota's 6th shot of the game at 7 minutes and 41 seconds of the second period. It's now 2-1.
You can get one goal out of one shift. That's not too bad. If we just get a couple more shifts, they'll score some more.
Here's a chance on the far side as Vandevelde tries to bring it in, and Anderson will get a penalty, and he says, what for? That was clean D, but the argument matters not. Eidsness out to help on this extra man situation. Lofquist and Fairchild, the 2 defensemen who generated that rush up the ice, will get the assists on the Stoa goal, and now Minnesota will go to a shorthanded situation again. Special teams big for the Fighting Sioux, shorthanded in the power play, and then Ryan Stoa brings Minnesota with 21 on the rebound.
Minnesota will do their best to kill the penalty. They got the draw, which is a start in the right direction.
Anderson in the box for the second time. Holding call. Both of those Anderson penalties this period. Vandevelde gets it into the Minnesota end, and it's chopped out of there by Weers. Lucia in a rush for the puck, trying to take it away from Miller. Here's Lucia with a near steal. There's a hook. Not called. And back to the near side now, and Vandevelde to center ice. He is wrapped up by Carmen. Duncan after the loose puck in the corner. Hextall waiting for it. Back to the blue line again. Martin's throwing it down low for Duncan, and that shallow angle shot is blocked by Alex Kangas. Well, the non-call on Lucia is one question mark, and here's another question mark, the call on Anderson.
Wow. Reaching in.
Boy, how can you...
Boy, here's what happens, too. Vanderbilt lowers his elbow, tucks his elbow in.
How can you hold somebody with one arm extended?
They're tentacles.
Tentacles.
Okay. A little over a minute left here to kill on the penalty for the Gofers.
Brad Shepard, Marco Hunt, the referees tonight. We only identified half the crew earlier. And here's Schrader back, being chased by Martin. Lofquist trying to get rid of it, got it out to center. And now a spinorama there by Genoway. Around Schrader at the line. Pulls up, waits, centering pass, broken up, and Schrader gets rid of it.
Boy, Schrader looks like he's got heavy legs. I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised coming back. A lot of ice time over in Canada with the U.S. Junior. He looks really, you haven't noticed him call his name, Frank.
Not much. Not in an offensive situation. Some checking. Here's Jason Gregoire with it. Gregoire again. Broken up by Hopeful, but it goes back to Trupp in the corner. Martins, Genoway, and a poor pass there right to Boostrom.
Boy, Boostrom got himself in that lane in a hurry and took away that pass. That was a nice play defensively by Mr. Boostrom.
You know, sometimes you can point to a play that can turn a team around, but Minnesota had those 2 good shifts before the power play goal, or the Stoa goal, and they seem to have, even in a penalty-killing role here, more juice than they had. I'm not saying they've turned things around, but they have more juice here than they had earlier. Penalties are over halfway through regulation, a 2-1 game. Here's our CHS trivia question for tonight. Which 3 collegiate coaches have led their teams to the Frozen Four in each of their first 4 years of coaching? Doug, you have to nail this one.
I put myself on that one.
You get, yeah, but that's only a third of the answer. I said you had to nail it. Here comes Carmen. Now to Flynn. But actually, if you don't, that would be pretty good too. Because some people wouldn't want you watching those things. 2-on-1. Kozak. Nice save by Kangas. Way out to cut down the angle. Gave him nothing to shoot at. Here comes Flynn back to center ice. With Fairchild and Carmen. And then Flynn got rattled pretty hard on the far boards. Did Finley hit him?
It is Finley.
Yeah, it was. Here now Fairchild back to get into North Dakota, making the change. A chance here. Schrader winds and fires, and Eidsness knocks it down. And now back out to center ice. Here's Gregoire. Kangas made the save, and then the puck batted in behind him. It's the only rebound he's given up up a 2-0 lead again.
Just when
A 2-goal lead again.
Right? Just when Minnesota looked like they were starting to compete, they were getting the shot totals up there. They went from 2 to 9 in a half a period. Ryan Duncan, Hobie Baker Ware finds one around the crease. I think they're going to double check this one, see if it's okay. Gregoire, the shot there. Yeah, I think it's fine.
What would the question be?
Whether he had it protected. The referee lost the puck, but it kept moving. Now, if he blew the whistle, he thought it was in stop, then it still counts as a stop.
Yeah, he never had control.
No.
Now, did it go off a skate? Now, that might have gone off the North Dakota skate, Doug.
Really, I can't see that.
Nope. Boy, Marco Hunt did not waste any time on that one.
Just when Minnesota had turned the car around, headed in the right direction. Next goal, obviously, pretty important for the G guys.
A hit at center ice by Aaron Ness into Matt Fratton. Here is Patrick White playing it back. Now to Ness again. So Truck, Gregoire, and Duncan have scored the 3 North Dakota goals. A chance on the right side. White pulls up and shoots. It's still loose. And tangled up in the defenseman, Zach Jones. Now a steal at the line, and it's off Lofquist. Stick, and he'll come back to get it. What are you seeing, Doug?
Minnesota short the defenseman here. Fisher is not on the bench.
Right. It was after pulling the trigger on that shot when his stick broke. And then I don't know if he lost his balance because of it or not, but he really hobbled off the rink. Here's Malone. Actually, Vandevelde, he got rubbed off the puck. That was a pretty good check there by Aaron Ness.
Really nicely done.
Now Patrick White in a tough spot. He's outnumbered almost. At one point, he was outnumbered there 3-1. So one of the North Dakota players got wise and got out of there. Here's Malone. And Brad Malone brings it in. The offside whistle goes. Well, all of the scoring in this game, all 4 goals in this second period. Ryan Duncan with the latest, and it's 3-1 Sioux. Well, we do have a wacky stat for you. It involves the veteran Ryan Duncan, who is the only Hobie Baker Award winner to play 2 seasons after winning the award. He was selected as a sophomore. He is also the leading active scorer in NCAA hockey with 149 points, ahead by a couple of Brian Lee.
He's almost got a point per game. Played 154 games. That's quite an accomplishment.
Here's a steal by Kozak, a shot by Kozak, and that knocked the stick of Nick Larson into the right wing corner. Now here's Malone trying to put it towards the net. Rattled to the blue line. Malone can't get it out. You're hearing names like Malone and Hextall, Genoway, names you've heard before. There's a lot of hockey lineage on this team. A lot of blue bloods.
Family ties.
Zajac, nice block out front. And who wants the puck? Genoway most. Anderson back to get it. Zajac chasing him. A block by LaPointe at the line. Anderson in a scrum, and it gets past LaPointe off of Minnesota stick. Potential icing waved off. Good non-call.
Yes, it was.
Now a centering pass for Zajac, and is just behind him as he was breaking it alone on the right on a 2-on-2 opportunity. Zajac again behind the net. They go down low, and then a misplayed pass in front. 3 Gophers bring it to center. Fairchild, the defenseman, gains the zone, and then there'll be a penalty.
High stick.
A high stick. We think Mardo will be. We told you that Ryan Duncan was one of the only player to come back and play 2 years after. There's an elite list of only 5 players who have ever come back to even play 1 year. They include, of course, the first one would have been Rob Stauber in '88. The great Paul Correa, Ryan Miller, Marty Serge, and Ryan Duncan, the 2007 winner.
Stick got up high, and Jake Mardo got it up on Fairchild. Referee standing right there, signed the penalty. Mardo, a sophomore, second-year player, Grand Forks, North Dakota. They have a few Canadians on this club, 9 Canadians. That's quite a few, Frank. Kind of the old days.
There's Schrader trying to play it back, and it was blocked by Duncan. Minnesota, here's a chance in close for Stoa. Minnesota, bread and butter, power play. Critical juncture here, I think, for them, even though there's a lot of time to play, for a power play tally here. We're relatively late in the period. They need something positive before they go to third. A backhand try there by Stoa, who himself has had 2 scoring chances on this power play.
Goodchild made a good pass. Stoa had a good idea, tried to pick it off his backhand, let it slide into the corner.
Here's a loose puck. Fairchild has to get rid of it because Trupp was on him in a hurry. Is this icing? Yeah, it is the other way. It'll be in the Minnesota end. They're on the power play, and they're not going to be able to change. Nationally, the power play rankings look like this. Frank Serratori and his team at Air Force having a great year, nearly 27% there. BU, Notre Dame, Vermont, Minnesota coming into the weekend action, nearly 22%. 5th place nationally on the power play rankings.
When you're over 20, it's reasonable. Get up 24, 25, you're exceptional.
Stoa going in after the puck, along with Evan Trupp. Well, Trupp in his sophomore year did not play in a critical playoff games last year after breaking a leg in a series against Minnesota Duluth late. And Malone gets it all the way down. Here's Trupp after it with Stoa. Now Trupp peeling back. And Ness's pass is finally picked up by Stoa. Still a lot of time on this power play. Lucia will have to shag it down. Stoa behind the net. Genoway with an interception. LaPointe can't get it past Lucia. And Genoway is there, and Zajac plays it away. LaPointe around. We'll keep away here. And then fired all the way down the rink by Watkins.
Gofers only a few seconds left. This one's probably going to fall in the tank.
Here comes Flynn after taking that pass from Kangas, who in his career does not have an assist yet. And Duncan over to get it. Here's Ness. Penalty is over. Lofquist with a hard, low shot. It ricochets right straight up in the air. Now it's back out at center ice, and Lofquist will play it in. And North Dakota's Genoway off the far rail perfectly to Duncan, who caught it going backwards, now gets the shot in on goal. Kangas making the stop. 3.5 minutes to go, second period. North Dakota up by 2. As we turn the calendar to 2009, we are approaching the 30th anniversary of this much celebrated goal. Neil Broughton in the NCAA championship game, one of the deciding goals in that game. The pivotal goal, and we'll relive the interview after that game, which is almost as legendary as the shot. Nico Sacchetti. And now Sacchetti gets the puck. Martin's Pratt got a piece of it. Here's Matt Pratt to play it again. Matt Pratt number 1. Here's Kangas. That one came out of the corner in an odd way. Exactly 3 minutes left here. Our Grand Casino game summary will have a lot of Sioux stuff in it. Trupp, Gregoire, Duncan get the 3 goals for North Dakota. Ryan Stoa, his 12th of the season. Shots on goal at this point, 31 to 9 in favor of North Dakota.
Minnesota got 7 of those 9 in a little segment of time in the second period. Come into the period with 2 and picked up there. Oops.
Yeah, little is the key word there, Doug. The Gophers had a couple of shifts, couple of rushes where they looked like they were going to bounce back. They have not found themselves yet again. Here's Schrader getting it for Barabal. Eidsness knocks it down. He fought that one off. Stoa putting it in front for Barabal. It's off his skate. Bouncing puck at the line. Fairchild in a tough spot. He threw a bit of a check to slow up Gregoire, who now moves in on the backhand. It scores! Another breakaway type goal. It's 4-1 North Dakota.
Absolutely here. Gregoire coming into the backhand, slips it right into 5-0. That's about as wide a space I've seen Kangas give up in a long time. I think Fairchild might have caused some type of, well, he got in a little flare with somebody, but Fairchild turned it over in neutral zone, couldn't get back.
Doug, did that not bounce back to, I'm not trying to lay excuses here, but did that puck not bounce back to Fairchild off a rebound from the goaltender? And I don't think that was a poorly played pass back to Fairchild. I think he just got handcuffed there with that puck in his skates.
Well, that could be very accurate. But it, you know, then when he made the turn, he couldn't turn. That was exact. Yeah, got caught in the ice.
So bad situation became worse.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what we're talking about here with Captain Stoa and Martins. Fair ball in the box. All right, we got a couple of penalties here. This will explain a little bit of the discussion over there. And I'm sorry to say I've not quite picked up the North Dakota player in the box yet.
That was Finley.
Finley. All right, Finley. So Finley and bear ball. Discussion over at the benches here. Fan reaction is all towards the scoreboard at this point that I can tell.
Yes, it is.
But boy, this is quite a confab involving the officials, first with the captains and now over at the benches. Second player, Patrick White, is going in the box for Minnesota. Well, that was a concern on the Minnesota side, which appears to be an extra Minnesota penalty.
That would have to be the case.
These all come at 17:29, so it's Barabal and White for Minnesota, Finley for North Dakota. Right now, there's only 2 minutes on each side of the scoreboard. Maybe there's a misconduct in there on top of it. We'll have to wait. We might be the last ones in the building to find out here. 10 minutes to bear ball, so we got 2 plus 10. White and Finley get the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Well, actually, Bearable did it. What do you call servant?
Oh, yeah, my bad on that.
Yeah.
White serving the bear ball minor.
Yes.
Carmen and Lucia and a rising shot and Eidsness. They get more rubber to him.
Yes.
They might have chances on rebounds. He has not been a real clean-cut goaltender down there. We'll bring you the answer now to our CHS trivia question. Looking for 3 coaches that have led their teams to Frozen Four in each of their first 4 years. You're looking at one of them right there, Dave Hackstall. I've got my elbow going into the side of the other one, Doug Root here. And the first guy to do it was the great Jackie Pocket. Really? 73 to 77, I think. He's been around the block a time or two.
Yeah, he's been around the globe.
So he's well over 30 years, consecutive years of coaching. Here's a blast by Ness. Dave Hackstall, yes, you heard right. 4 straight years has taken this team to the Frozen Four. But look at the before and after. Before New Year and after New Year. Before New Year, this team plays about .530 hockey. A couple of games over 500. After the New Year, a sizzling .703 winning percentage.
Think he's making good trades? Think he's bringing some players up to the minors? I don't think so. You know, one thing happens, the Sioux players, they certainly play hard. I mean, when you play hard and practice hard every day, you improve. It's a pretty unselfish game. And it's also some physicality. You got to have some stuff to want to play here.
Unlike any other school in the country, you've got to have stuff, if I use your word, because right now, it's got to be in your makeup to want to be a Fighting Sioux, or you're not going to fit in. And here's Evan Truck looking for a centering pass. Instead, he drops it back. And I think Kangas got a piece of that Malone shot, didn't he, Doug?
Yes, he did. His lower corner on the
which then makes it a great save. Now a chance by the defenseman, Getaway. And as it rolls up the back of the net, Schrader goes after it with Gregoire there, and we're under a minute to go here, and down to about 10 seconds left on those minor penalties. And I'm not sure what that pass was, but it allows a hard shot here by Schrader to go high. Duncan and White, as he comes out of the box, couldn't come up with the interception there, and that puck a bit above the ice at the blue line. Lofquist drops it back. Weirs has to get rid of it in a hurry. Getaway will get chased by Stoa, and nearly stripped of the puck by Stoa. Pretty good defensive play right there. Now Duncan brings it in. Spins with it and passes it across, and that shot was right on, and Kangas read it beautifully and was ready for Hextall.
One thing I want to say quickly before we get out of this period.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you time. We got an intermission coming up here, and then I'll give you time.
All right.
But it's going to cost you.
Okay.
Here's the lineup. That Neil Broughton famous interview, as famous as The Shot, 1979. We'll visit with Jason Gregoire, who scored the last goal of this one, and highlights and stats.
I like Hextall and I like Gregoire as freshmen with some grit. Hextall hardly went by anybody without snacking the first 2 periods. Gregoire shows his ability to be a dogged player in finish.
Third overall pick of the New York Islanders, Jason Gregoire, and they got the shot off after the horn, I thought. And this period will come to an end. 5 goals in this period. 4 of them to North Dakota, 1 to the Golden Gophers. And if there is a Minnesota rally, it is going to have to be a huge one in order to get a point out of this first night of this weekend series. Alex Kangas was good, then they solved him in the second period. Our intermission in a moment. We welcome you back to Grand Forks. We're at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. The 5 goals in this game all scored in the second period. The last of those by freshman Jason Gregoire. Jason, your first taste of this rivalry. What's your thoughts in this lopsided game?
Well, I wouldn't call it too lopsided. I mean, Minnesota's battling hard. It's been a close game, and we're getting a couple bounces, and puck's finding the net.
So far, fun to play the game?
Oh, man, even if you're losing this game, it's fun. You just look at the crowd, and everyone's into it. It's a blast.
Give us some quick thoughts on your goal, if you will, almost in breakaway style. Did you expect to have that much space against this team?
Actually, no. We were told that they're a fast-paced team, and we expected on the NHL-size ice that they'd be all over us, but kind of found a little room and slid it between the legs.
Jason, congratulations on a great game so far. Good luck the rest of the way.
I appreciate it.
And thanks for joining us. Jason Gregoire, freshman from the University of North Dakota. And we'll revisit 1979 and a look back to that great goal by Neil Broughton after this. After 2 periods of play, the Fighting Sioux, as they have been from the opening faceoff, very much in control of this game, much unlike what John Hill said they wanted to do in our pregame show, and that was to set the intensity of this one. They certainly have not done that. Showed a little spark of life in the second.
Yeah, they did. They got something going, but it wasn't soon after that. Once they got going, the Sioux came back and popped another one in. And, you know, the highlights are really the low lights for the Gophers. Going to find Gregoire scoring right here. Trump and Bratton will get assists. They're hugging. They're having fun. This is a fun game if you're a Sioux guy. We'll have Duncan will come in and pick up the rebound here. Well, that's Gregoire. Duncan got the one right before that. But it's all Sioux. Now here's Minnesota, Lofquist and Fairchild getting on over. Stoa pounds in one that's wide open. Oh, here comes Duncan. Gregoire, a good player. Now it'll just kind of bounce the right way. That was a little bit of good fortune, but you know, they had so many opportunities they're going to have. Now here's the last one. Kirchhoff's mucking around with the puck. Gregoire comes in. Not a very good job of goaltending there. That was probably Kangas' worst of the four.
Yeah, he held the fort for the first period, but it started to cave a little bit in the second. Chrysler's stats after two are rather decided here. Shots on goal in favor of the Sioux. Scoring chances 18-3. Turnovers, 16 Minnesota turnovers to 9 for the Fighting Sioux, and that is a huge part of the tale here tonight. Not to mention the lack of hitting. Back in a moment. Happy night so far for the Fighting Sioux. Bars at both ends of the building here are packed. They look like mosh pits in the middle of the intermissions. Both of these schools have certainly been able to turn players up to the next level, and we take a look at a few former Golden Gophers here. Thomas Vanek, third in the NHL in goals. Phil Kessel right behind him. Blake Wheeler, second in plus minus, and then Alex Goligoski leading all rookie defensemen in points with 19. And how about the Fighting Sioux? Some of these guys could be playing, like Jonathan Taves could still be with this team. He's an all-starter, an all-star starter for the Blackhawks, and a captain of that team, Zach Parisi, of course. Travis Zajac, the brother of Zajac, playing here tonight, and Jason Blake, who I had a chance this summer to see him working out with some newfangled electronic workout system. Greg Anzelt was doing a story on him for Minnesota Hockey Journal. Fit as a fiddle for as long as he's been around. Yep. He was going at it right with the 19-year-old, 21-year-old guys. And Jason out with Toronto, of course. Three Gophers to center, and the pass by Carmen got intercepted there by Zajac. Darcy Zajac, Travis's brother. Should mention full name there. Now Lucia weaving his way into the zone. And that one bounces through the crease, I think. And played back across by Martins, but poorly, and Lofquist with his hard shot misses the net. When he finds the range with that shot, it's going to be awesome. Key Doug for Minnesota here, down by 3 going into this period. They've been flat most of the game. What do you think?
Let me think about that. I'm kind of, my ship is kind of leaning towards tilted. It's skewed down. The front end's in water. I think Minnesota, well, without a doubt, they have to get the next goal. They got to get a break. They got to, something weird's got to happen, because I don't know if they can score 3 in a legitimate period. That's a pretty big task. So it's something wild, something bounce off a shin pad.
Kind of interesting as I think back on it a little bit. You know, they're riding pretty high after that Dodge Holiday Classic championship, but when you think of a couple of goals, which we'll talk about in a moment as Duncan brings it in and fires a shot wide, there were a couple of goals there. We tried to give them both to Aaron Ness at one point, but one of them bounced off of Tony Lucia, and the other one was sort of a floater from the point that he finally did get credit for, but neither one of those were pretty goals.
Exactly.
How about Aaron Ness and his bloodline? We talked about blue bloods. Well, there's also a little bit of a family defection. His dad, Jay Ness, was a Sioux defenseman in the mid-'80s. He had 19 career games, Jay did. Didn't pick up any points, but got 8 penalty minutes. He had 18 career games. Aaron Ness, 9 points and 6 penalty minutes. Already eclipsing Dad. Those numbers bound to go higher.
He's only struggling because he is 18 years old and just a youngster.
Well, here's Eidsness making 2 saves. Kicked save first, and then the puck came back to him on the rebound, and Minnesota showing a little bit more time of possession, if 2 minutes and 8 seconds of the period is any indication here in the third.
Yeah, Ness is hopeful right here. He gets some bang. Tough when your back's turned to the goaltender. Try to find the hole. Minnesota, you know, not dooming them, but I think they've got to, you know, they've got to play with some real pizzazz, and they've got to hope that the boys from the green and white are taking the third off.
Well, they have a huge challenge here. They're down by 3 on enemy ice, and I think North Dakota is a +9 in goal differential in the third period alone.
They're 11-1-0 with having scored 3 goals or more in a game.
Yeah, so I mean it's a tough order, but that's why I'm saying, you know, what are the ingredients? What kinds of things do
short passes, start playing, support each other. You know, when you're when you're distance away, it's not good. Now go to
Here's a 2-on-1 and a hopeful rush, and Larson's shot has Eidsness reaching. Might have been off target. I don't know if they'll count it or not, but pretty good entry into the zone.
But see, that was only a 15-foot pass into the zone. That's what you got to do. You got to be able to complete the pass. Now he gives it to him right here. 15-footer at best, coming in. That's the kind of plays you got to do it not only in the neutral zone, you got to do it in the D zone. You got to support the guy with the puck, make him short, making completions, and then all of a sudden the other team starts to stand. That's your, basically your only way to earn a victory right now. Earn it.
Here's Larson.
A bad referee call could help.
in their favor. I mean, arguably there have been those in the other way, in the other direction.
A lot of guys
well, you're right. A break or two and some concerted effort, making some of their own breaks. That would be another ingredient. But
part of the suit.
Here's a puck that hits the netting from way out at center ice than it hits the netting.
It doesn't look to me that they can dump the puck in and go get it. The Sioux defense, I think, as well as the forwards have played, as intense as they've been, the Sioux defense have been, they've been pretty tight, not very leaky. There's Kerry Yates on the left.
Something got Minnesota off its game. Not how, other than the Hextall hit early, you remember that cannonading hit? He rolled right over Fairchild, I think.
Right.
How physical has this game been other than that big hit?
But the Sioux were the only ones that were hitting. So whatever was on the intense meter, it was on the Sioux. When they decided that maybe they don't need it quite so much anymore, we've got a good lead, which has only been in the last maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes of the second period, they come off the meter. Minnesota has.
But they were hitting, and it wasn't a matter of just fear of being hit and not getting involved.
No, they were playing. They were playing hard. Whatever it was, they were anticipating. They were jumping on things. They were putting pressure. They were getting the puck. So, they haven't had the need about midway through the second.
I think we've already had 24 faceoffs here in the period. Flynn makes a play to get it to Carmen, then it's taken away by Darcy Zajac and dumped into the Minnesota end. Far enough for icing? Indeed. At 3:41, so we get another faceoff. By period, you see Minnesota's a bit of a resurrection there. Actually, you see the two shots on goal in the first period, and then that bit of a resurrection in the second with 10. But North Dakota pretty consistent, 18 and then 19. And now the only 3 in the early goings here to the maroon and gold.
I don't remember one rebound, Frank.
In what regard?
In those 10 shots. In other words, the goaltender's been able to make the first save.
Yeah, because a lot of them were from long range.
Yeah, they were distance, they were perimeter shots. But I do know the guys that were overseas have certainly been sluggish. And they've got some company, too.
The guys who were not.
Yeah, the guys who didn't have to.
Yeah, well, actually, just to keep our friends north of the border happy, Ottawa is not overseas. It's just sort of across the lake. But I knew what you meant.
Yeah, I keep thinking of the World Junior.
Yeah, it's overseas. Yeah, Ottawa is nowhere near the Urals.
Or Novosibirsk.
Or Novosibirsk.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Ness with the outlet, and Schrader brings it in 1-on-4.
Yeah, you called it, Frank. 1-on-4.
Here's a drop pass and a goal. Ryan Stoa with his second, and that was a goal scorer's goal. That was a sniper shot, and again, Stoa cuts the lead in half, but it's still a 2-goal cushion. But they're coming.
That's why I call him the best college player in the league right now, at least up front, because he can do it. He can do it under traffic. I said it to him in one of the meetings. Radio stations. Here's Robert coming in. Puck gets bounced back. Now that was a break because who was that? Miller actually intercepted that pass. He put it right back on the Gofers stick. Now you're down 2. You got to play it kind of in 5-minute blocks here.
Fairchild gets 1 assist as Hextall tries to make a move to the net. Schrader will pick up the second assist. Here's another long shot on Eidsness. Lucia goes after it. Now, if your team is struggling, and for example, the Gophers only 2 shots in the first period, you tell them in the second a chance for Carmen. That was going upstairs. They've been shooting high on this guy.
Well, he has a tendency, the rap on Eidsness is he goes down and he's not real mobile coming back up. So He did all right there, though.
Now what looked like was going to be the first Sioux rush of the period turned into a dump in. No interference there, I guess. Turned into a dump in and a line change. And now Lofquist in a battle in the corner with Hextall, the aforementioned Hextall. And Trupp out of the corner, but he couldn't get to the net. Some hacking going on as Carmen fights through it. Now he's knocked down. There'll be a penalty on Vandevelde. And this could be a huge break for Minnesota. If they can crank up that power play, cut this lead to 1, we might have game. But anyway, Ryan Stoa with the 35th and 36th of his career. At the conclusion of tonight's game, stick around for Quest Gophers Live, which includes, of course, the Toyota postgame wrap coming up. Our lineup looks like a rough start for the Gophers. We'll talk about player reaction. We'll preview tomorrow night's Saturday Spotlight, which is Alex Kangas. Vandevelde gets a minor for hooking at 5:38. Third power play of the game for the Golden Gophers. And again, they critically need a goal here.
Well, right now, the way the Sioux are forcing whoever has the puck at the blue line, they're forcing out both guys at the line. Got to switch somebody into the pocket between the top of the circle.
Eeks. Fairchild and Gregoire out at center ice. Now Fairchild finally got it to Hofu, who gets it to Schrader. Now pass back is tipped loose by Duncan. They already have one shorty tonight. Here's Duncan shooting, and he fired it a ton wide.
Well, it's nice when you're on the offhand side like Duncan is, so he can come in off the edge there.
Fairchild shooting high. That one takes off and hits the glass, and a tip at the far point blocked by Stoa. And a deflection comes right back out at center to Schrader. Stoa, Schrader, Fairchild, Hofel, and White on the power play right now. But we're already a minute in. We expect they'll change relatively soon. Hofel up the middle for White. He was checked as he pulled the trigger, and it's back to center. Hofel again to bring it in. And a collision on the far side with Malone. And now too far for Trupp, but it doesn't matter. They're shorthanded for another 35 seconds. Ness from behind his own net. Now to Carmen. Could not break through a check. Lucia will regroup and set up. Sidestep Szabo. With Carmen on the far side. To the open wing now. Ness playing it in. Lucia picks it up. To the point. Ness. One-timer by Lofquist. Lofquist gets it again.
Well, he hammered that one.
You know, just get him to shoot. They'll start moving out of the way. And Eidsness covers up as the penalty to Vandevelde expires.
Minnesota showing that they can play on the Sioux side of the rink, and that's an important thing. Lofquist gets a one-timer, and he goes off under the boots of the Sioux. One of the forwards took it on the... Can't pick it up exactly.
It was about as well...
Big penalty.
About as well executed a one-timer as we've seen, and he's let a few of them go this year, Sam Lofquist.
Plays with a lot of vinegar.
Larson's line is out with Hansen and Boostrom right now. And delay for a conversation between Shepard and the Minnesota bench.
Minnesota has not used their third and fourth lines as much as the Sioux have. Whether that makes a difference on the stretch, I'm not sure.
Oh! Weir's got one through, and Hansen hits the outside of the net.
And he turned the right way. He turned to his forehand, too, and he had a great chance.
Hansen. 3-on-2 scrum on the far side. Back to the blue line for Weir's. Winds and fires, and it gets deflected to the corner. And as it's chopped out, it takes a hop to Minnesota, and Boostrom plays it to the corner. And a lot of stick-to-itiveness now by Minnesota. They've been able to Velcro that puck pretty much in the North Dakota zone, and the icing whistle here will bring it back into Fighting Sioux territory.
Nice job by the Gophers. They've had some opportunities, but you just never know. It's got to go. It's Weir's making a nice pass across. Watch it. Turns to the right side, which is exactly the way it should do. That was Jake Hansen making the turn to the proper side.
Jake Hansen, the freshman out of White Bear Lake.
Minnesota bypassing the fourth line here.
White out there, wins the face-off. Sacchetti in the corner, he gets knocked down. Hopeful to support, tries to put it up the middle, threw it into sticks. Sacchetti tries to roll it up the middle, 4 white jerseys there. And then all they can do is just get it out to center ice as Taves played it to center. Left side pass, Hochul bringing it in. Big save by Eidsness, but the puck comes back to the blue line where Lofquist was able to keep it in. Vandevelde trying to battle his way through with Kozak. Great pass! Kozak scores! What a pass by Vandevelde! And that might do it. Great pass and another goal scorer shot as Kozak snipes one in top shelf.
Nice pass, as you call it, Frank. Decent position. Kozak, how many goals do you think he scored? After watching him shoot that puck like that, you think he's got 15 or 20. That is not what it says. It says he had 3 goals. That'll be his 4th. So, I mean, you wonder what happened to their scoring early in the year. When you can rip them off like that. We've seen some pretty good howitzers by the Sioux tonight.
Kozak from Vandevelde, and it's 5-2. That, by the way, is his 34th career goal. So he does know what the back of the net looks like.
Good front.
But only 4 here, and Vandevelde gets the only assist. And here's Stoa trying to redirect a hat trick in, but it went wide of the target. Forced by Gregoire into Minnesota territory. And Jason Gregoire, who was our guest at the intermission, got it into the zone. Now pulled away by Fairchild, but he can't get it in. Ness drives it around. Getaway to Finley. And redirected finally to Watkins at center ice. Matt Watkins shooting one right on. And Alex Kangas makes the save. So the Kozak goal, his 4th, is the 2nd goal of this period, but it puts the Sioux back up by 3. Vandevelde gets his first point tonight. Kozak his first point. That'll spread the points out among 3 lines officially. Shallow angle shot and a goal. And all of a sudden, this is turning into the route that we thought we would see in the 2nd period. Now 6-2.
Ryan Martin's right-hander on his way there. Makes it 6, and they reach the 40-shot mark. Control the puck, got a break. But you know, you worked hard early. We don't win the draw. We don't play through the puck coming out. Don't get over there in the weak side. So what would you say, 3 years?
Yeah.
Don't win the draw, don't play out through the puck, don't contain somebody, and don't pick somebody up on the weak side.
And Kent Patterson will come in as finally Alex Kangas joins the rest of his teammates in having a tough night here at the Ralph Engelstad Arena. Now 6-2 with 10 minutes left in regulation. And if you thought goals were hard to come by before, just wait now. And it's offside at the line. Kent Patterson making his 2nd appearance for the Maroon and Gold. No decisions. He's given up 2 goals against.
And in fairness to the goaltender who started the game, Alex Kangas, he was marvelous in the first period. He saved the bacon time after time. I think it was 9 good scoring chances, and he made save after save. Played well in the 2nd. Had a couple of bad breaks. Let one soft one in. This is not a goalie pull because he was the victim, not the culprit.
Here's Barabal to bring it in and get a shot off, and Eidsness watches it go over top of the net. And now bouncing back out at center. Here's Anderson, Lofquist, Barabal at the line. Barabal got spun around by a couple of checks, one of them by Kozak, who forces the play back out at center. And now I think we've lost the puck into the players' bench. And a stoppage. Halfway through this period, time for our Menards game summary. Gregoire for UND with 2 goals. He adds an assist as well. Ryan Stoa has 2 goals for the Golden Gophers. Their 6 goals allowed is the most allowed in 80 games. That's an astounding number. Figure the equivalent of two seasons, basically.
Yep.
Vandevelde trying to backhand it in, and now White getting it out to center. January 27th of 07. A 7-3 loss to North Dakota.
And they can hardly call them the Fighting Sioux. You can call them the Energizing Sioux tonight.
The dot line.
Yeah.
Duncan, Oshie, Taves.
Yeah.
That was them.
That was them? Oh, yeah, they can score. They're pretty good players.
Yeah, not bad. Schrader, barrel ball, Stoa up for the faceoff. All right, Coach, now what are you doing with your 2-on-1 the other way? Trupp right in front. Patterson right there. And I think that'll be his first stop. Emotionally, what? There can't be a whole lot of positivity going on that Minnesota bench right now.
Yeah, if you could take brainwaves right now and mark them, I think they would be pretty short of glitches. There wouldn't be a whole lot to it.
To say you can't wait for the clock to run down, that's not a very good wish, because there's 8.5 minutes to go. You got to do something else with this time. Hopefully, I think in preparation for tomorrow. Wrong or right on that?
You're right, and you try to come out with some pizzazz. It doesn't look like they believe right now that they can come back and win this. And I can understand that feeling. And look at that penetration. Nobody took
nobody played.
Nobody played him. Go ahead. It's kind of like a guard going down the basket, down the lane. Just a little separation. Look, and now the guys that he's supposed to pass to are blocking a half downtown. This happens. You quit moving. And this is the thing that the Sioux came out tonight with a purpose. They played very hard. They played a short game very well. Transitioned it up. We had a lot of great rushes. Minnesota did not.
There's a 2-on-1. Barrel ball. Nice pass. Schrader. Open net and a goal.
Weirder things have happened as you start talking about it. What a beautiful passing play between Schrader and the barrel ball. It was stick to stick with something on it. There's Andy right there, I think. Look at that nice little pass. Barrel ball. Finish it off. Nicely done. It's as pretty as they get.
Indeed. The only thing that would make it prettier was if it was a little more in a tighter game.
Yeah.
But here's another stuff-in try. Look at they're firing at will now. They have much more drive. The energy level is way up. I'll just try to shorten it that way.
I think that's a possibility, and also the Sioux have decided that they're going to be situational. They're not going to go 100% all the time.
Right.
They're making long passes. They've had 3 icings in the last 3 minutes.
And another here.
Yeah, they just had this one here.
Several people, including us guys, we can have flat games that fall on their noses. They gave up 6 goals to Michigan earlier this year. Yeah. So much for the 80-game streak. But our apologies to you guys, and I guess also to the Wolverines.
What happened here? We had another icing. It's exactly. They're not as crisp. They don't need to be. Human nature is to back off. Now this is also a fourth-line group that was out there. But I've been impressed with the rollover attitude of, and I said rollover since one line after another that the Sioux have put out tonight. They haven't gone situational. Minnesota has not used their third and fourth lines, and when you're behind, it's harder to do that. They've used them, but not nearly as frequently.
Hackstall described them as 4 pretty even lines. Do you see that?
Yeah, he said balance is the key to our team. If we're good enough all over to play straight up with everybody, we've got to work hard. He likes the balance of his team. He's pretty proud of him before the game.
And they have a 6-3 lead with 6 minutes to go. Celebrate the state of hockey on Fox Sports North and Burger King. They will present Hockey Day Minnesota. Enjoy over 20 hours of consecutive programming with 7 telecasts of games from 5 separate locations, of special interviews, features, and much more. Hockey Day Minnesota, January 17th, starting at 9 a.m. only on Fox Sports North.
One thing I like that the Sioux do, and they did under plays, that in the neutral zone they angle, they cut like you're like a slot receiver who takes a slant pass. They do a lot of that. They come towards the puck at an angle, so they're going to get a chance to catch the puck before the other guy does, the defender. They do a really good job of that. A lot of times they take tires out and they throw them on the rink all over, and the guy who wanted to catch a pass has to slant inside, have a lane, because those tires don't move. They stay right there.
Well, we talked earlier this morning, Doug, and I remember asking you about a North Dakota team that I thought came out of their end. Actually, my thought was, this was about 3-4 years ago, and I thought, this team is as fast a team in college hockey as perhaps I've ever seen. And I asked a couple of people around and didn't quite get the answer to agree with me. They said, yeah, they're okay, but not that fast. And I remember asking you about it. He said, well, it's not the skate speed. It's the speed which they deliver the passes up the rink. They're up out of their zone so quick, it looks like they're skating out of it.
I agree. That transition that they made in the first period, what they do, they get it to the outside, and the guy breaks to the middle, they throw it to him, and he'd be in position. He said, why are the guys in the middle? Because they had the outman for one, and they would slant him in the inside.
So what I saw a couple years ago is still in place here. We'll have average hits of the game for you. That's certainly the best one. Well, one of the best. The Hextall one, that was the one I thought was the best.
Minnesota's on the downside of those.
Yeah.
Huh? They were,
What was the count? It was
4-0.
4-0 on that one, yeah. Kent Patterson has only faced a couple of shots, indicating the Gophers spending a fair amount of time down at the other end. There's a Zach Jones shot that goes off. There's a rebound try, and what looked like a gift goal waiting there, but Martins couldn't tuck it in.
It's amazing to me how many times the Sioux have been able to come off the offhand. The Martins on the left is the right-handed player coming off the left.
Flynn shooting, gets his own rebound, shot it wide. And wrapped around by Jones. Deflection by Lucia. In the right place at the right time, and Eidsness is right there to hold on.
Here's where Flynn should turn around. He's got Miller grabbing from behind. He shouldn't even worry about it. He should turn around and give him a dust. Say goodbye. Miller was courageous, and he'll only be courageous until somebody stands up to him.
Larson coming in.
Now, when Andrew Kozak came into the face-off, that should have been stopped, and the new guy should have been put in there. He came in from he's coming out. He's right between right from the goaltender. He's trying to come out, pick up a loose puck. Once he goes into that crease, before they drop the puck, they should have a different sentiment. Bring in a new guy.
Dumped all the way down the rink. Far enough for icing.
And the 74th icing of this third period. I mean, this game went from a game of magic in the first period, where one team had all the tools and all the toys, where Minnesota had gained some momentum, but then it was done.
Well, when you get up 4 goals, as the Fighting Sioux were at one point here, 6-2.
Hard to have
the mental outlook starts changing, and your mission starts changing. It can certainly be much more protective, and thus, among the reasons why it looks like a lot of the play is in their end, and it is.
Yeah, I don't think Minnesota changed the way they played a whole lot. I think the Sioux just, the needle has gone out of the intensity, and we understand why.
Here's Ness to Jake Hansen, who had one of the better scoring opportunities for Minnesota, and it's offside at the blue line. There was no scoring in the first period of this game. Then special teams kicked in. Trump and then Gregoire. Stoa would answer for the Golden Gophers. Then Duncan and Gregoire again, who's had a three-point night. Third period, it would be Stoa once more for Minnesota. Kozak, then Martins, then Schrader. It's 6-3 and 4 more minutes to go.
Some people would say that you should try to build on this last 2 or 3 minutes. I'm not so sure that the way you've played early hasn't been ingrained in your brain big enough to really and thick enough or deep enough that 3 minutes of good play is not going to change, even though it's at the end of the game. I think you just finish it out, don't get hurt, be smart.
I would also suspect in whatever post-game comments there are from John Hill and Mike Hastings, and by the way, we will chat with them during our Quest Gophers Live program. Their post-game comments to the team and the video review tomorrow and the team meeting. I don't think there's going to be too much of, guys, you really played pretty good in that 5-minute stretch in the second period. You played pretty good here in the third period. I think it'll be a little more fire and brimstone than that.
Well, look at Duncan come in there.
Yeah, he's a marvelous player to watch, too. The prototype, the quintessential college hockey player.
Only 5'5", 5'6".
And a Hobie candidate again.
I want to comment on this, on the approach of the coaches tomorrow in the video session. I think you just show them the first period. I mean, if you don't work, here's what happens to you. I mean, it's too late to go through it wasn't one thing or 2 things or 3 things. It was every shift, 5 guys against 5 guys beating 5 guys in every shift. That's the way it is. I'm not trying to beat them up, but that's just the way you don't give away that many 2-on-1s, that many outman rushes, that many breakaways, that many steals.
Bouncing puck to Hextall. He got clobbered by Stoa and belted again by Stoa.
That's all right.
And now the melee begins at the Minnesota crease. Zajac in there. Schrader. Right now, 3-ring circus. You're looking at one of them. There's 2. Third one is dissolved. No, there is still a third going on.
Stoa might have taken it just, this is my time to stand up, or he might have thought his goaltender got abused. Either one of those things are fine.
Oh, somebody still wants a piece of him.
Who wants him?
Well, there was one last grab to try to slow Stoa down as he was being escorted to the penalty box.
Who did that?
I didn't catch them.
Finley?
Look at that. Look at that jaw to jaw. Fairchild and Getaway. Well, do you remember what we were telling you about intensity, and you remember John Hill's words about sportsmanship? Throw that out the window. That's what we're seeing a little bit of here.
This is more important for the Sioux than it was for the Gofers. The Sioux have just said, you know what? Not only we're going to take you on the clock, take you on the scoreboard, we're going to physical you right at the end. We're going to put our nose in it. You know we're going to come back. Now, here comes Finley. Finley comes in. Okay.
Fairball comes in. That's no surprise. A look at how the scrum turned into several scrums.
And then, I do believe that Stoa began that segment.
Yeah, I thought I was curious about whether he would get a penalty for that interference on the North Dakota player who was, yes, in the crease, but didn't have the puck, and he got blocked pretty good by Stoa. But it might be academic here. I really don't want anybody to get thrown off for fighting on either side. I'd like to see these same 20 guys back. The 2 referees sort their business out. We'll take care of a bit of business on our end, and that'll be our Dodge player of the game with a 3-point night for the freshman, Jason Gregoire. 2 goals and an assist, and a team that has not been blessed with a lot of difference makers offensively this year. They're only averaging about 3 goals a game. Gregoire figures in half of their scoring, and their 6 goals tonight double their season average per game.
I'd like to throw a little aura in there for Gregoire. I like the way he played. I'm impressed with his toughness, but I also like Hextall, his running mate there. Hextall was tough. He was mean. He was in the grittiness. And then you got Ryan Duncan, who comes up with goals. That line, to me, was the big difference maker in the whole show here tonight.
And not a one of the lot of them is over 6 feet.
Oh, put them on top of each other and it'll make it.
Duncan 5'6" in the middle. His two wingers are 5'11" each, Gregoire and Hextall. And at last count, 5 scoring points among them. They may have rolled up a few more, but that's an unofficial number at this stage of the game.
I like the call on Gregoire. Just put an asterisk, bring in a couple more guys. You know, sometimes you're only as good as the guys you're playing with and how they're playing that particular night. You get offensive opportunities when your D is transitioning. You get on offense when your team is pushing that puck around.
One of the few things that we've seen very few of, and that is a soft game by Alex Kangas. So we still want to turn our attention to another Saturday spotlight. It'll be tomorrow night, and we still think it'll be one you won't want to miss. Alex Kangas, who's been everything for Minnesota, will be in the spotlight. Our pregame will feature him, along with thoughts from his baseball-loving parents. And during the game, we'll find out what's on his helmet, what's his all-time save, his all-time favorite save. And that'll be interesting. And, of course, the most important moment of his career. Our coverage starts at 6:30 tomorrow night on Fox Sports North. Alex Kangas.
This whiteout here, Frank, has been a pretty successful game plan.
It's added some. They allegedly came up with the notion that it would be Ryan Duncan calling for all fans to wear white. And then, amazingly, the next day the marketing department said, hey, we've got T-shirts for you to buy.
I think they should just play the game outside, turn a fan on. You're gonna have their whiteout.
We told you temperatures dropping, snow rising. The ticket for this game is a $15 increase over other tickets. So you're asking, well, how much is it? Normal ticket price $25, tonight $40.
Yeah, if you can get a room that the snow doesn't blow through the seam, you got a good deal, boy. The best thing to do in Grand Forks is get on the second floor.
Well, there's a lot of lip jack going on between one fan, I don't know if we've seen him yet, and the Minnesota penalty box, who's got the protection, of course, of the glass there, and gone away pretty good. Probably a Fairchild, I think.
Minnesota comes up with a minor to...
Stoa will be the extra minor penalty.
That's a correct call.
Yeah, but there'll be another penalty out of this. Derek Shepard, Marco Hunt, the officials here tonight. Pointing to the scoreboard.
Well, as we get into this end of this thing, Frank, what is scheduled for tomorrow? What is it going to be? What kind of game are you going to see? Minnesota will have to come out with a tremendous result. North Dakota will come out fired up to begin with, no question. They get a chance in space to go over and sweep them, be a contender in the first 5. Minnesota's going to have to do some inventory. Who knows whether they're going to have David Fisher back? That'll be an issue.
Fisher went off early in the second period. Went off in the second period. I think early in that period after shooting and breaking his stick. They're offside here, and there's a shot after the whistle. About a penalty there. And that draws a conclave. Who was the responder? Was that R.J. Anderson?
R.J. responded, yes. Shot was by Kozak. He definitely...
Well after the whistle.
Yeah, it was almost at tomorrow's game.
And Anderson will get a penalty. They should deliver a message to Kozak as well.
This is a Canadian type of flag where nobody got hurt by that shot, but they're going to show they're going to protect their goaltender. It's a macho idea. Now, this is an interesting building. Talking about Canadians, they had a wedding in here, Frank, the other day at center ice.
Okay.
And then there were 2 Canadians that came down from Winnipeg, had the ceremony, and after the ceremony, they opened it up for open skating. I mean, if you love it, you love it, man.
For whatever reason, they put up more penalty time on. I don't think the official scorers have an idea of what's going on. They put up 2 more minutes on the Stoa penalty. Nothing on Anderson, but he's gone to the box. It'll be tomorrow morning's paper, newspaper, I'm sure, before we find out what penalties were called here in the last 3 minutes. They haven't announced the thing. They've got a computerized thing up here next to us. That's not working. So it's good that it's all academic.
Yeah. Don't order your dinner online either in certain hotels.
Now the 1 minute announcement is made. I know you did not order dinner online today, Doug. Here's Finley playing it across. Unless you did it on your BlackBerry and surprised the heck out of me. Here's Finley. Oh, I see Fairchild got a double. And a glove catch now by Patterson. And how about Lofquist going over him? Okay, you're in there, babe.
Nice save. Taves there, and you got to give a little credit to Coach Haxtell too. He's not putting his top guns in there. He's letting some of the third and fourth liners take this power play. Little play of class.
Finley winds and fires. Nice glove catch by Patterson. Kent Patterson in relief of Alex Kangas. No one figured we would see an awful lot of Kent Patterson, given the reliability of Alex Kangas. But he comes to Minnesota out of the Blake program at Blake, and 2 years in Cedar Rapids in the U.S. Hockey League.
It's nice to see him get a chance to play. The circumstances aren't great, but he's got a chance to play the Golden uniform.
You know, he's had some good numbers coming out of the USHL 2 years ago with 49 games played and a 275 goals against in a high-scoring league and a 91 save percentage.
That's good numbers. That's good kid.
All right, so they will celebrate here. Interestingly enough, in 2001, now a whistle to slow up the celebration. In 2001, the Golden Gophers in the Hall of Fame game opened this building and stunned everybody here with a victory, and they still shot off the fireworks, which is a highlight of highlights. And now here tonight, they are about to celebrate yet another milestone. 200th career game for Dave Haxtell.
David was pretty adamant about they were looking to win 4 points, not one game, not 2 points before the game we visited with him. So his team come out, did what he expected to do.
And now they can shoot the fireworks with justification and celebrate the 100th victory in the new Ralph Engelstad Arena. And the Gophers will come out to greet Kent Patterson, and then tails between legs will head to the room and get ready for tomorrow night. They got licked here pretty good. Our final score 6-3 for much more on this game and a preview of Quest Gophers Live. We send it back to our Fox Sports North studio and Anthony LaPanta.
Thanks, guys. We'll be talking about a tough night for Minnesota. They came out flat. We'll break down all the details for you. We'll hear from Coach John Hill after this game and an update on what to look for tomorrow in Game 2, highlights and statistics. We'll hear from a couple of the players, answer your text questions, and preview Game 2. All next on Quest Gophers Live.
Quest Gophers Live, coming up next on Fox Sports North.
Fox Sports North, Gophers coverage continues. Quest Gophers Live starts now.
He scores the short-handed goal. Here's a chance in close to the goal. Top shelf for Jason Gregoire. Kangas made the save, and then the puck batted in behind him. Gregoire, who now moves in, on the backhand, and scores! With Kozak, great pass! Kozak scores! What a pass by Vandevelde! Shallow angle shot and a goal. And all of a sudden, this is turning into the route that we thought we would see in the second period. Now 6-2.
Tough night for Minnesota in Grand Forks. The Sioux over the Gophers in the series opener by a final of 6-3. Welcome to Quest Gophers Live with Kevin Gorg. I'm Anthony LaPanta. The tone was set for this in the first period. Even though it was scoreless after one, the Sioux with an 18-2 edge in shots on goal. I can't remember the last time I saw a Gopher team more stationary in their own zone than Minnesota was from the drop of the puck tonight.
Yeah, the Gophers came out extremely flat, very tentative, and the emotion of the rink and North Dakota seemed to really overwhelm Minnesota. You talked about it. 18-2 doesn't really tell the entire story. Of those 18 shots, 12 were quality, including a plethora of breakaways. Now, North Dakota misfired in that first period, but the tone was set. You could tell early on the Gophers had no puck control, no spacing in transition, and they left Alex Kangas out and hung him to dry tonight. And North Dakota was the better team from the drop of the puck, and they cruised to this victory tonight.
4 lone breakaways in the game for North Dakota. A couple of other 2-on-1s, situations like this with a pseudo breakaway. They had more odd man rushes in this game than the Gophers have allowed in any weekend this season. 45 shots on goal for North Dakota. That's a season high allowed by the Gophers. Kangas was brilliant early, struggled a bit as the game wore on, and wound up pulled with about 10 minutes to go in favor of Kent Patterson. Let's continue on the Toyota postgame wrap and head to Grand Forks. Frank Mazzacco, Doug Woog standing by. And guys, we talked in the pregame show about the fact that the Fighting Sioux at times have brought out the worst in Minnesota. We were thinking emotionally with fisticuffs, not necessarily in style of play. A tough night for Minnesota.
Well, it was. They just didn't seem to answer the bell. We were talking a little bit earlier about how physical was this game, and I don't know that North Dakota had to be that physical.
No, they just were energized. They were ready to play. They had a lot of enthusiasm. They had a lot of determination, and they were just better physically than Minnesota was, and they were better energized than Minnesota was. I mean, there's two things. When you're physical, you're going after, you're playing through bodies, but they were also interested in getting to places much quicker and much sooner than the Minnesota players were.
And Anthony drew me into the analogy, I'll blame him, about the carpenter, the finishing carpenter and the framing carpenter. Well, sometimes if you have a really good finishing carpenter, like the Gophers can be here, you have an explosive team, a fast team, you can't hit what you can't catch. And as Anthony pointed out, boy, they're just standing around in their own end, and they were easily caught.
Well, we were doing the game, so maybe we missed some of the stuff, but I thought the transition that the Sioux had in that first period, they were sending that puck right back to the outside, then hitting the guy going in the middle. And there was so many, like you mentioned, so many outman rushes. And I just couldn't figure out how they got that many outman rushes, because as Minnesota came into the Sioux zone, they weren't coming in very fast. How did they get caught inside? You know, because the pass coming back out, I guess they still did. But no question, it wasn't Kangas' fault. No. It was, you know, you could have had Roy in there. It wouldn't have made any difference. The Sioux had great chances. I mean, just so many. It's like fun time stuff. That's all I would say. Fun time stuff. Nobody hitting you.
Anthony, was fun time stuff for the packed house here, the $40 ticket buyers at the Ralph.
Fun time if you were wearing black and green tonight, that's for certain. The Sioux over the Gophers, we'll hear more from Frank and Doug a bit later in the show. But they talk about the fact that the Sioux came out flying tonight, and I think you have to credit that. Yes, Minnesota appeared to be a little heavy-legged. North Dakota had something to do with that, because their transition game has always been one of their strengths. They hit guys through the neutral zone better than anybody in the league. And tonight they were on their game from the start. This is a very young, talented team making the turn at the midway point of the season.
Well, you can see this coming, and you look at their schedule, the way this thing has opened up, and they've got momentum now into the second half of the season. And we have a track record with Coach Hackstall and North Dakota. And we saw the graphic during our third period that this is a different team when you turn the calendar past the Christmas break and into January. And the Gophers have traditionally struggled out of break. Now, they got away with it last weekend against lesser competition, but North Dakota is one of the big boys in college hockey. If you don't put your big boy pants on and come out there ready to play, they're going to turn that rink around and tilt it right back into your end. And to me, it looked like early on in this hockey game, with what you're talking about, Anthony, the intensity of North Dakota, the Gophers lost some confidence. And even though it was 0-0 after one, you could pretty much see what was coming down the pike. You knew North Dakota was going to take that lead and put the Gophers back on their heels. And I'll give the Gophers credit for not quitting, for getting that thing back to 4-2. But overall, if you're going to beat North Dakota in that building, you've got to come out from shift number one, and you've got to push back. They didn't have the proper intensity, and North Dakota's great play had something to do with it. But I think if you're the Gophers and that coaching staff, you've got to figure out a way mentally to be more prepared to play the game of hockey when the puck drops.
Alex Kangas was outstanding in the first period for Minnesota. He stopped all 18 North Dakota shots. If not for his play, it could have literally been 4 or 5-0 in the first period, and you still wouldn't have walked away saying he had an off night.
He played unbelievable early, and I think the one thing that caught up with Alex in this hockey game is, as a goaltender, you get get tired. When you face that many quality chances in that shorter period of time, sooner or later, both mentally and physically, you're going to fatigue. And what I like about those highlights that we put together, early on, Alex was the normal Alex Kangas. He was quick, his feet were quiet, he was in position, but as the game wore on, specifically those last couple of goals, if you take a look at the slowed down replay of both those situations, he was tardy, getting from one side of the net to the other, and that's not how Kangas plays, and you certainly can give him a mulligan because he pulled 3 or 4 literally out of the net early in this hockey game. Later in the game, when it got to be 4-2, you'd taken a lot of tread off that tire, and he didn't have the energy that he needed to make a couple of big saves to keep it at 4-2 and maybe give the Gophers a chance to steal a point tonight.
We'll hear from Coach John Hill and look ahead at Game 2 of this series a bit later, but when we return on Quest Gophers Live, we'll be heading back to Grand Forks. We'll visit with Ryan Flynn after North Dakota tops Minnesota 6-3.